Hi everyone, Angel from Meaningful Magic here. Great to have you with us today. Today we're going to discuss living intentionally and by intention and what that really means for us and our life. Today in this world we have everything at our fingertips. We have instant gratification. We have, no delay between what we desire and what we get. And a lot of times that kind of activates us to live more by impulse and reaction rather than by intention and self-awareness, and that really can cause some major issues if we let that kind of run rampant. Everything from addiction to overspending to overreacting, instead of living with intention. And that's something we talk about a lot is meditation, and that's something that very much helps me do that, live more by intention. And in order to do that, you have to be more self-aware. You have to know what your wants, needs, desires, goals, triggers, emotions, and situation are, and start becoming more aware of your thinking patterns, of your limited beliefs, of your need to control, of your overreactions or proper reactions. We just really need to get to know ourselves in order to live with intention, because in order to live with intention is to have a strategy for your time and for your goals. You don't just set out on the day and let life happen to you. You actually set a strategy and a plan and live intentionally to follow that. And for me, that starts out with the spiritual process. And we talk about this all the time. I like to start my morning with meditation and a gratitude list and an intention list, not a to-do list, an intention list, what I intend to do. And instead of looking at it like, these are negotiable, these are my intentions, these are the things that I intend to get done. And it really helps me not only get more done, but get more done in the person and the personality that I want to do it in. I intentionally set out to be aware of my reactions and my tone, because I have a growly voice and I'm very blunt. So that's something I have to work on. I have to stay, aware of what tone I'm speaking in. And I grew up very much on the streets, so I have a quick reaction time, and that's something else I'm very much working on it. But I'm working on those things by intention and by becoming aware of them, and really being aware of what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling, what my triggers are, what my wants are, what my needs are, what my desires are, what my goals are. And it really helps me to set priorities and stick to them, and really prioritizing my life. Like, that's not something I need just because I want it right now. And especially if you have an addictive personality like me, what I want and that instant gratification and that instant reaction can really put us in some bad situations, and overspending, all that. And I'm known for being a shopping addict. I definitely like to shop. But this whole process, this whole journey, and thank you so much for being here with me on this journey. And if I didn't say it before, the outpouring of love and support that I've gotten just by coming on here and sharing this journey has been truly amazing. And I cannot thank you all enough. It's really warms my heart every time I think about it. I never expected that. But so, to live by intention, we're literally setting up a goal, a plan, a map, on what it is we're trying to succeed at. And even more than that, who are we trying to be? Do we want to be more peaceful, more loving, react less, whatever it is you're working on at this time. It's really mapping out a plan, but you can't just make the plan if you're not gonna stay conscious of your actions and your thoughts and your feelings, and notice when you're doing oh, I'm doing it again, and try to correct, to correct the path when we're kind of messing up. Like, for me, traffic is a big trigger. I hate Miami traffic. And so I get out there and I really have to be aware not to let the slow drivers and the idiot drivers ruin my day, because it really is that silly. If we're not living, with some kind of self-awareness, we are putting all the power of whether or not we have a good day, or whether or not we're happy, or whether or not we get our work done, or we're just giving away all our power to everyone else. So when we become self-aware, we kind of take our power back, and but along with that self-awareness comes the responsibility of staying conscious and really paying attention to what we're thinking, seeing, feeling, tasting, our senses, and what we need versus what we want. And really, it also helps me with procrastination to do this, because I am intentionally living. Therefore, it's easier for me to stay focused rather than get distracted on things that are unnecessary, or that are just, my mind going, ooh, I want pretty things, and for the record, stay, remember to forgive yourself if you don't make something on the list. We're not perfect, but the idea is to really get to know this body and this soul and this spirit and this mind that we're inhabiting right now. Who are we? What do we want? And I don't just mean like physical things and material things. I mean, what do we want? What kind of a person do we want to be? Do we want to be more kind? Do we want to be, rid of addictions? Do we want to be less reactive? Do we want to be more spiritual? Whatever kind of those inner goals are so important to becoming, more, because you can get a degree all day long and still be an asshole, and I'm sure we all know people like that, and that's kind of not what I'm going for in this journey. And there are so many wonderful gurus and motivational speakers and stuff, and I listen to them all the time, because truly what we put in is what we get out. And so I try to keep my input of knowledge positive and inspiring, and I really set those intentions, because it really, really helps me to make a strategy, stick to it. And the more things that you meet on those intention goals, and the more you realize that you're becoming more aware of your actions, thoughts, wants, desires, needs, priorities, the more proud you become of yourself, and it really boosts your self-esteem, and and it is an act of loving yourself. Discipline is the highest act of love that you can give yourself, because you're disciplined enough to save, you're disciplined enough to eat the right things, you're disciplined to get the workout, you're disciplined enough to do that meditation and keep that spiritual contact. It really does change your life. It really changed mine. I don't know how many of you have seen my videos before, but I was a street kid, very young, and was very addicted, and for a lot of years, and I really just thought life was happening to me. It was, I really just thought bad things just happened to me all the time, and I would not take responsibility for my own part that I played, in my hurts and my problems. And by no means, do I consider, the parts that weren't mine anymore either, because that's something I did for a long time too. I took responsibility for my abusers. I took my responsibility for, my neglectful parents. I took, and instead, through this spiritual process and the spiritual journey, I've learned what is mine and what isn't mine. And that's important, because what do you work on if you don't know what's yours and what's not? And it also, like I said, it really helps take that power back. It's very empowering to know that it's your responsibility, because that means it's fixable, and then it just comes down to whether or not you're going to procrastinate, or if you're willing, to really commit and take the action and stick to the principles. But I just wanted to come in here. It's been a couple days. I haven't been feeling real good, so I haven't been on here, and I felt real bad, because I usually try to do this every day. I really appreciate all of you guys so much. You guys are so amazing, and thank you for joining me on this life-changing journey. self-awareness and spiritual growth. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for joining in, guys. And remember, raise your vibration and change your life. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.